Hello and welcome for the week in review for Module 2, Week 2. All right, so you've made it through your first week of your final course in the Healthcare Administration program. So we'll talk a little bit about Module 1. I thought that you did a very, very good job with the discussion. Again, excellent points there. I am working through the case studies. They all look very solid so far. A couple, you may want to add a little bit more depth on it. Are looking for about a full paragraph, 4, maybe 5 sentences per each question posed to you about the case study. But I'd say 95% of what I've seen so far are really, really good jobs. You know, really showing that you're thinking and applying kind of everything that you've learned throughout the program to these case studies. So job very well done. And then also last week, a few of you are still missing the program profile or the alumni profile. That's the one where you put your little profile picture in there and we ask you some very basic questions. Again, just kind of bullet pointed questions on that word form. If you still are missing that, please turn that in to reduce any kind of further deduction on points for a late assignment. Again, as you probably already know, you've been through this entire program. Go for the easy points. Don't let those get away from you. Again, assignments like that, pretty much I'd say are easy points as long as you can complete it. Where you'll have the other assignments where you might be a little bit more difficult. You might lose some points in those areas, but you can kind of make them up with the easy assignments. So I always tell students, go for the low-hanging fruit, the easy things to grab. Don't let those pass. So please get those in if you haven't done that yet. All right, so last week, now this week, we are doing again, another mini case study. We're now moving into the world of human resources, so this will be interesting. Also, we have what's called a knowledge summary. So you'll be reading some very current, this was just published within the last few months. I think actually only a couple of months ago this was published. You'll be reading a very current article in regards to healthcare administration, and you'll be writing a brief summary on that article. Again, this will tie into things that you've learned throughout the program, but kind of new, cutting-edge research, that kind of thing. And then lastly, we have as I'm looking at my notes here, the big move note, or not really the big one, the little move note presentation. But it's big for you because for most of you, or for some of you, this is a new type of project. Please, for those of you that have already done one before, as we were doing the conferences, I found that a lot of you were familiar names, recognized you in some other classes that we've had together and have done move notes with me. So you're kind of ahead of the game. You've had experience with move note. For those of you that have not done move note, please just do a little trial one. Experiment with it. Make sure your camera, your sound, your lighting, all that's working before you sit down and do your move note presentation on leadership. The more practice you can get with it and kind of get all the technical details out of the way, the less stressful it will be. The leadership presentation doesn't need to be long. Again, it's about 3 minutes. And you can pick from one of those topics in leadership. It should be very easy to research. If you've researched for more than 20 minutes, you've researched too long. Again, find some very basics on that topic. Make some PowerPoint slides. Again, watch the tutorial on PowerPoint slides. Follow some of that PowerPoint slide etiquette. We've actually had a few people that have turned one in, and they've been very, very good on the leadership move note presentations. I was very impressed with the PowerPoint, especially the PowerPoint slide design. So look at that, those tutorials in there, and you should be just fine for the leadership presentation for this week. I've also added in the course news, re-emphasizing that you can use text messaging to get a hold of me. Now, what I would like to try to avoid is that if you are having problem with move note and you're doing your assignment on Sunday, that could be an issue. So I may not be available for, response this Sunday for move note issues. So that's one reason I would encourage you to knock out that move note this week. I may kind of be in an event where I will not be able to respond back to you this Sunday. So at least within a few minutes. It might be more like a few hours in this case. So please don't try to leave everything to the last minute, especially for the leadership move note presentation due at the end of this week. All you are required to do, again, read the instructions. It's in there. I do try to emphasize this a couple of places in there. But all you need to do is submit a Word document with basically your name, the title of the presentation, and the URL. That's it. Just like 3 things. Don't have to put anything else on that Word document, and then submit that to the Dropbox. I'm going to assemble all of those links and your names, and we're going to divide everybody up into some viewing groups, so you don't have to watch everybody's. You can if you want, but next week you'll be doing peer evaluations on these move notes. So it'll get you you'll see some things that you like. You'll see some things that you can improve upon. So it'll be kind of a good way to see what everybody else is doing. So you can always learn something new from your fellow classmates on how they've presented. So, all right, so that is pretty much for this week. I will say that we've only got 2 more weeks after this week before your practicum presentation is due. Try to start working on that. Especially after you've gotten this particular move note done, you'll know how you want to, you have a good idea about how you want to approach that practicum move note due in week 4, that big presentation that's going to be 10 to 15 minutes long. I think I've talked to just about everybody for the kind of that practicum conference, and so that looks really good. And excuse me, just got a text message here. I don't know if it's from a student or not, but well, no, it's not. I have to pick up milk before I get home. Okay, excellent. But please start your move note presentations soon. So I would say you're not too stressed in that final week 4 trying to put together that big presentation. I think only about 2 of you are needed to schedule your conference. Please do so this week. If we don't talk this week, it will be considered late. Again, we got most of you done last week, and I saw a bunch of you are scheduled for tomorrow and Wednesday, so that's great. Okay, excellent. Everybody have a great week. Have a great 4th of July. Again, try to get your work done early so you don't have to be doing anything on 4th of July weekend. So I know it's easier said than done, but try if you can. And as always, thank you for watching.